President Trump's visit to the border comes shortly after Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Chad Wolf announced his resignation. Wolf held the role of acting secretary for 14 months, despite several lawsuits challenging the legality of his appointment. Many Democrats are questioning the timing of his resignation, given the attack on the Capitol and potential attack on the inauguration ceremony. Wolf will remain in the department until January 20th, serving as the head of the department's Policy and Planning Office. Let's bring in CBS News immigration reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez for more on all of this. Hi, Camilo. Great to see you. So what legacy is Wolf leaving behind regarding his immigration policies? And how does this impact the agency as President-elect Biden prepares to take office?
Hi, good afternoon, Tanya. So after being tapped to lead the Department of Homeland Security in November of 2019, Chad Wolf really played a major role in enacting President Trump's immigration agenda. He vocally supported efforts to roll back the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, for undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. as children. He instituted several asylum restrictions. And apart from the immigration realm, he also oversaw the deployment of DHS personnel to cities across the U.S. last summer to quell anti-racism protests and riots. That's something that he stirred a lot of controversy over when he made those deployments. And so I think he will be remembered as a very loyal backer of the president's agenda, but several former senior DHS officials that I spoke to in the past several hours told me that they worry that the department has become politicized, including during Mr. Wolf's tenure, and that the incoming Biden administration will need to address that once it takes office.
Now, we also know that Wolf's nomination to head the Homeland Security Department full-time was withdrawn by the White House last week. Was that simply a matter of preparing for the transition, or was there something more to it?
What we suspect is that the White House withdrew the nomination because it did not see the House or the Senate moving forward on his confirmation vote, which is obviously would take place in the Senate. That did not happen, and they did not expect that to happen within the next coming days before Biden takes office and Democrats gain control of the Senate. But a Trump administration official told us that this move placed the acting secretary designation on shaky legal grounds and raised concerns about the ability for Wolf to continue serving legally in his role. And so they made this decision to have him step down, although he will remain at DHS for the next coming days as the head of the policy office.
So now we've seen how, Secretary of State Pompeo is making some 11th hour changes or policy changes right as the administration is changing. Is there anything similar going on at DHS? Are there any sort of 11th hour policy implementations going on?
Yes, there certainly are. The Department of Homeland Security, along with the Justice Department, have unrolled and unveiled several sweeping asylum regulations that are set to take effect before President-elect Biden is sworn in or shortly after he is inaugurated. One rule, for example, Tanya, would render most non-Mexican migrants ineligible for asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border. Another rule would allow U.S. asylum officers and immigration judges to render asylum seekers ineligible for asylum if they show any symptoms of a contagious disease like the coronavirus, or if they traveled or hailed from countries where a disease is prevalent. So that will obviously play a major role in the next coming months as the pandemic continues to affect the entire world, including the U.S.
All right. Well, Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tanya.